Hey everybody, Robot here from Vespa Motorsports and ScooterWest.com. I kind of had a question about how do you find modern day scooter rallies. I could kind of pretty much put my age to it. When I first was into Vespas in the 90s, I'd go over to the scooter shop and go look at a bulletin board. And then a thing called like MySpace and internet came about, or there's scooter clubs you'd just be organized with, or word of mouth, people calling each other. That's just kind of the way you found out about scooter rallies. Well, nowadays I'm going to show you how to find local scooter rallies and kind of the means to look for them, and talk about some of the upcoming rallies kind of more or less in the area. And you know, this is, what is it, August 2024 here in San Diego, so pretty much whatever's coming up in fall. So first of all, I'll just talk about what's coming up. This SCA event, scooter rally, I think it's November 10th. Looks pretty cool. You can see all the information, some shameless promotion of that rally on my chest here. So another up and coming scooter rally here in San Diego that meets at Vespa Motorsport is the Lobster Run, south of the border Lobster Run. So if you're interested in going with a group that's done this rally several times, to go to Puerto Nuevo to, I think it's Ortega's, it's a pretty cool restaurant I've been to several times, taking people. Saturday, October 26th. Unfortunately, I won't be at this rally, but I've hung out with the people that put it on. They're pretty cool. It's for all makes and models of scooters, but preferably a 125 or larger, because you are hopping on parts of the highway. You can find the details. I'll show you on the Facebook groups page when I get around to the computer. So that's coming up here in San Diego. Some stuff that's happening outside of San Diego. You got Midwest Vespa Day, September 26th through 29th. Vespa Club St. Louis, it looks like. You can find more details on that. And not really a rally, but we have Alan Spears that for probably about 15 years now, he's been putting on extreme rally competitions. They're not really competitions per se because it's on public roads, but they're kind of high mileage events, and there's a certain group of people that really like doing this kind of stuff. So you could check out his rally, the Extreme Endurance Road Ride Hell's Loop 2024, 600 miles. So if you just like seeing how far you can go, there's different classes of scooters. Obviously, if you're on a 50, that's a little more difficult, but it starts in Barstow. You can find details on this rally. If you search for Motor Scooters International Extreme Endurance Riders on the meetup groups page, so that's another form other than Facebook events, is you can go to the meetup groups and find scooter rallies based on your location or what it is. So here I'm on Facebook. I'm not the biggest social media kind of person other than on YouTube, which you're watching here, but if you go to Facebook groups on your own page, you can subscribe to different groups, or you can even create your own group. You know, obviously that might be something you want to do for maybe a local community of scooter rides where you could post stuff, of course. You could do even more, a smaller group in something like WhatsApp or something like that as well, make a little chat group. But some of these groups that you can join to find out what's going on, a lot of them are private groups, so you do have to subscribe to them, but you got some, like this one called Scooter Events and Rallies 2024. It's got 10,000 members, but then you kind of read the details, you realize all the rallies are in the UK. And they still put on a lot of really cool rallies. Some are you know, more music or vintage focused, as you can see, and you know, there's also some that are more for modern Vespas as well. So, you know, you can find groups like that. And then there's another group called North American Scooter Rally Events. And I find kind of a lot of people are posting on this one. So the Grom Squad in Payson Cruise in Payson, Arizona. Well, the name kind of says it. It looks like they're mostly focused on riding Groms, but you can certainly check out that rally. Somebody just posted that. Well, there's the south of the border rally, some details. So you can talk to Stefan or Kira about more information. They do have a Facebook events page. They don't have a link to it, but there's going to be, oh, here you go. If you click the Facebook events page, it's going to take you to it. And at this point, they don't have too many details, but they'll probably add more details. And you can, if you check interested on the Facebook group, then you can get more, in your feed, you'd see stuff, as they add details to their event that they're putting on. So that's what I just talked about. Something in Arizona. Arizona's pretty active. Some cruising car show somebody's posting about. Some just other stuff. Some movie, and that's kind of, I don't know, almost an issue with Facebook. There's a lot of people, I just want to look at what kind of rallies are happening, but there's some other fluff in there as well. Greater Phoenix Scooter Club, so if you're in that area, but more of that Phoenix Scooter Club stuff. Vespa, so that's probably the premier Vespa rally, and they have announced a date, so June 11th through June 15th, but that's in 2025, and it's going to be in Portland, Oregon, and I have been to Portland, Oregon for the Vespa. That was over 20 years ago in Portland. This is my first solo road trip up there, actually, or that I drove up that far by myself. So a lot of chatter about that. There's that Midwest Vespa Days in St. Louis. We have the cards here. And I find this event is pretty interesting. Michael's organizing. I'm gonna go to this event. It's on the Oregon coast. So last year I did a road trip on a motorcycle, and I think I started at Seaside and came all the way down to Oregon coast. And it was just so beautiful during August. I mean, the evening sky was just beautiful. The weather was perfect. The ride the coast, and it's something I've never experienced. I've experienced the whole entire California coast several times, but I never had the opportunity to ride the Oregon coast. So I'm gonna actually drive my Jeep up there with the Joe Hauler and probably take one of my vintage Vespas to this event. And so I'll be at that event. I think starts in Lincoln City, which is a pretty cool little city, lots of motels, but you can find all the details of this rally on their the Facebook events page, and even a discussion, some chatter about it and places that they're going to go. But I know the itinerary has been completely posted. I think it's about $35 for the rally pack. That includes a t-shirt and a raffle ticket. They are going to have a raffle, and excited to be there. I don't really want to win anything, but looking forward to that rally. So September 26th through 29th, the Vespa Club Eugene, and co-hosted by Vespa Club Portland. So that's pretty exciting. I'm actually going to it. I don't go to too many rallies, but you can pretty much just scroll through the feed and see what kind of rallies. You can do some searches. And the same is true with meetup groups. If you go to Meetup, I think it's meetup.com. I haven't used it in a while. There used to be one called the San Diego Scooter Squadron, which was like kind of all scooters, and that hasn't been really organized in a while. Also on Facebook is, I think, Vespa Club San Diego, which is actually in northern San Diego, about 25 miles north of here. But they are more of a vintage focused scooter rides and rallies that they do. So, it's kind of, that's just the way it is. Sometimes these rallies, they're more focused on the vintage Vespas. I wouldn't really call it segregation. If I ride my vintage Vespa, sometimes I only want to ride with other vintage Vespas. It's kind of like showing up with your Vespa at a Harley rally. It might be appropriate for a Christmas run, charity Christmas run, but if they have some poker run in the middle of summer, you better know everybody if you're going to be showing up with a Vespa at a Harley rally, for instance. Modern Vespa U.S. discussion. Sometimes they talk about rallies coming up, mostly chatter about modern Vespas. Some of my stuff, Vespa Club San Diego, North County. This is where some of their events, and they talk about, but mostly chatter about vintage Vespas and other events going on. Fall Classic 34. That's in Arizona. That's coming up pretty soon. I don't know if they have a date, but it's a, no pun intended, but it's a classic rally, a camp out style rally that usually starts in Tucson. Scooter Rally Events is another public group with 4,000 plus people, has some stuff on there. Again, most of them look like they're in England there. Malpratado's Vespa gang, that's gonna be in Mexico. But sometimes you can look at local scooter clubs. So Faro's San Diego, or this is Faro's Club San Diego. You can find some scooter rally, the stateside Super National Scooter Rally in Salt Lake City, Utah, coming up Thursday, August 15th. So that's coming right up. So again, a combination of a chatter, but some of these clubs are just for club members only, so you may not be able to get into those groups, those Facebook groups. Idle Threat Vintage Scooter Club in Maine. Maybe when I visit Maine, I'll go check them out. I'm gonna do that hopefully soon, but it looks like they're all into vintage Vespas, and I know they do organize some rides. But that's pretty much kind of how you find out about modern scooter rallies. All right, so I got a little sweepstakes for everybody. So in the comments of this YouTube video, I want to see if there's the first person that can answer to one of the real early rallies that I went to. I can tell you one of the first like big Vespa rallies I went to was up in Los Gatos. I think it was called Moto Classico Italia or something. And I did win an award on that rally because I actually rode up there on a Vespa back in 1996. But shortly after, there was a scooter club in Tijuana, Maxima Velocidad, and they were a club that started quite a long time ago. And they were kind of organizing with a lot of the San Diego scooterists to have a rally called No Border Limits. And if you can get the first comment that gets the first year they did a No Border Limits in Tijuana, Mexico, is on a beach. I remember going to all those rallies in the early days. You're gonna win the Shag Scooter Girl toy. And if you're in the United States, we'll go ahead and ship that to you for free. If you're out of state or out of the country, we'll get in touch with you. So make sure you have your contact details. You know, I'll try to get in contact with you on YouTube somehow. We've done this in the past, so whoever can get the date first will win the scooter toy here. Well, thanks for watching. This is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. I hope that wasn't too much of me talking, but just kind of wanted to get it out there. If you do want to start riding scooters, whether you have a modern Vespa, a vintage Vespa, or another brand of scooter, and how to start looking for other groups to ride with, whether it's an organized rally or just a local group that goes on a cars and coffee kind of ride, meets on a Sunday or something. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you at the Oregon Coast Rally in September. Robot here from Vespa Motorsport.